Let me take you on a real quick Bible journey. God led his children that had sold themselves into slavery, depending upon the wrong source, Pharaoh, who had once, as a Pharaoh, gotten wisdom from God through Joseph. But then the family, even of Joseph and God's people, sold out to Pharaoh to trust him. They found themselves in bondage. All right, God set them free from bondage. He wanted to send them into a promised land that flowed with milk and honey and productivity and fruitfulness beyond anything they could ever imagine. And he led them in. And he defeated every opposition and opposing force. He defeated the enemy. And they were abounding in productivity. But he warned them. He said, I want you to live a long time in this land. But you got to be very careful, because you're going to be experiencing blessings beyond anything you ever imagined. Don't let your heart get distracted and think you did it, and get your eyes off the real source, me as Father and God, and keeping me first and know God's before me. And then with all these benefits and blessings that are not necessarily ugly, bad things, but beautiful, attractive things, don't let them capture your heart, because if they do, you're going to find yourself back in bondage, back in slavery, back underfoot, trampled on by the deceiver, by deception, defeat, division, dissension, destruction. Precisely what happened. In Nehemiah 9:36, the people cried out, look at us. We're in the land that you gave us, and we're prisoners in the land. I preached a sermon, prisoners in the promised land. Many today who claim to believe God live defeated. We have allowed the enemy to divide us, to turn us against one another, to cut off other members of Christ's body, to find something wrong and divorce that person or literally amputate that body part because they're not functioning properly. Would you ask God to deliver his family of this tendency? And would you pray that we would refuse to live as prisoners amidst the blessings of Almighty God here in this country and other countries where freedom has prevailed? And would you say we are not going to worship the blessings of freedom? We're going to worship the God who offers freedom. And Jesus said, you know the truth, and the truth will make you free. He says to know that truth, abide in me. Lose your life in my kingdom purpose and you'll find it. Lose your life in his kingdom purpose, you'll make a kingdom impact. You'll be an overcomer. You can say to the tormentors and the deceivers, you'll no longer walk over us. Deception will not prevail. We'll walk over your deception like dust under our feet. It's time for everyone who knows the truth to begin to live in the freedom that God has offered and become more than a conqueror, overcomers in his name.